We wanted to ask you, basically, like, how did you start Blue Jay Listening Room?
So
Or why did you? Not why. 'Cause you
well,
wanted
how
to
and
is the
why? Yeah.
answer,
Well, but there's multiple whys.
let's hear it.
I think that more often than not, I was going to places, restaurants and bars and watching my friends play and corners and nobody giving a shit. And I was a huge MTV Unplugged fan.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
and
Nirvana one's like my favorite.
dude,
Yeah.
Totally.
and I wasn't even that like a big Nirvana fan, and I watched that and like fell in love with them.
We need
Same.
more. We need more rugs for our
Yeah.
show and candelabras.
Maybe some twinkle lights,
Twinkle lights.
Edison
too.
bulbs.
Yes, Edison bulbs are.
I'm basically describing Blue Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You need
little
a
bit.
you need a blue curtain in the back. But yeah, so I loved MTV Unplugged. I loved to hear the stories behind the songs, and we didn't have anything really, quite like that. So I wanted to bring it here, and a lot of people are like, "Wow, Kara, great idea with the listening room," and I'm like, "That's not my idea. Like,
Right.
there's so many amazing listening rooms all over the country."
Sure.
So, it was a feat, but
That's one of my
here we are.
favorite parts about the Blue Jay Listening Rooms, because you go there and they play the song, but right before that they tell you about
Yeah.
everything, and they talk about like where I was when I wrote it and all
Yeah.
this other stuff. But it's really interesting.
Yeah, and if
Very
they haven't
interesting.
played there before, like I try to encourage them too. Like, you can't. Okay, you can talk too much. Let's be real, but you can talk at Blue Jay and tell your stories, and you may think that you're telling too much or over talking, and you're not.
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
people love the banter. People love to hear that kind of stuff.
So for anyone who might not know, what is a listening room?
A listening room, for those of you who may not know, is a place for you to come, and we ask that you silence your cell phones, and we ask that you don't talk during the show. And it's just a really intimate place. Am I talking to them or y'all?
Talking to,
talking
it's
to
everybody,
everyone.
all of us.
There's a
yeah.
couple kids hanging out in Riverside. You can
Perfect.
talk to us.
Perfect. And you just sit back and relax, and it's just a really intimate, quiet space for people to come, both national, local acts to come. I don't like the word acts, artists to come and tell their stories and sing their original songs. We encourage originals. We're okay with covers being, inserted every so often, but we don't want to do, we want to encourage people to play what they wrote.
Totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I think that venues like that bring a lot to a city, like as a whole. Like
Yeah.
just it really kind of informs the people that live in that place, like what's going on around the because like you said, this is not a new idea. Like
Right.
This is like Atlanta has them, LA, New York, like
Right.
all the bigger cities have them. So it's cool. But to be honest, I haven't really seen anything in Florida. Maybe like in Tampa, I think they have like a spot similar to that.
Yeah, there's the what's it called? Hideaway Cafe.
Yes, Hideaway Cafe. yeah.
Hideaway Cafe, and then Will's Pub, not Will's
No.
Pub. What's next? Lil Indies is
Oh, yeah,
kind
next
of has
door.
a little next door. I know
Yeah.
Kaylee Baker plays there weekly, and they have a little bit of a listening room vibe. So there are like and I guess the New Standard isn't. Speaking of venues I love, the New Standard is new and in Orlando. I
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily put it in the listening room category, but that's a really great place. I'm thinking of like places that I try to route people. Heartwood Soundstage in
Yeah, in
Gainesville.
Gainesville, yeah.
I don't know if y'all have heard of that, but
Yeah.
Any of these
it's
places, I feel
really?
bad. I'm
I'll-
sorry.
I'll make you a list.
Oh no, don't worry. I'm fucking on it, bro. I know all these places. Trust me.
Are you really? Are you,
No,
are you-
no. I know. I've been trying to get a new standard
He
for a
makes it
while.
a
Yeah?
point for you
Yeah.
to listen to him.
Nate, if you're watching. But the Heartwood Soundstage is another really great.
That sounds familiar. Where's- that's in
It's in
Gainesville?
Gainesville, yeah,
That
and they
sounds
have
very
a
familiar.
killer sound. Like I'm biased. I think Blue Jay has amazing sound. Heartwood Soundstage is just next level shit. They're so
Really?
good, yeah.
Blue Jay does have amazing sound, though.
Thank you.
You guys do a really good job there.
Thank you.
Is Pat your main sound guy?
Pat and Jock Mock.
Jock Mac.
Jock Mac. Oh, he's Jock
Jack
Mac
Mock.
from now on.
Jesus Christ. Jack's a good dude, though. He
Yeah.
owns Mock Shop Music Exchange over in Murray Hill.
Yes.
And that's a great. If you're a guitar player or a bass player and you're looking for super high end pedals or just like off the wall brand guitars and like just great amp, like just whatever you want. They have
Yeah.
like top notch shit there. I
Boutique,
love it.
vintage,
Yeah.
one of a kind shit. It's
Exact-
fantastic, and they do repairs, really
Yep.
great repairs
Mikey
as well.
Lampson, yep. He does all the stuff there.
Mock. Oh my God, I almost just said Mac Shop.
Right? I can't
Mock
say it.
Shop.
Yeah, it's
Mock Shop Music Exchange.
By the way, real quick, everybody, if you have any questions you want to ask us or Kara, if you guys have anything you want to say, feel free to put them in the comments, and we'll get to you as soon as we possibly can.
Melody. It's
Yeah.
not the size of the venue; it's how you use the space. That's my girl.